Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling exhausted, swollen, or strangely dehydrated even after a full night of sleep? What most people don't realize is that these small warning signs may not be caused by aging at all. In many cases, they are the quiet signals of kidneys that have been overworked for years, struggling silently long before pain ever appears. And that is exactly what makes kidney damage so dangerous. It rarely announces itself in the beginning. There is no dramatic alarm, no sudden collapse, just subtle changes most people ignore. Puffiness under the eyes, constant fatigue, nighttime urination, brain fog, high blood pressure, or a body that simply does not feel the way it used to. By the time many Americans finally discover something is wrong, their kidneys may already have lost a significant portion of their function. But here is the part that may shock you the most. One of the biggest mistakes people make every single morning is the very first thing they drink. Certain morning beverages quietly increase inflammation, worsen dehydration, and force your kidneys to work harder before the day has even begun. And over time, that damage adds up far faster than most people think. I'm Dr. Ethan Caldwell, and in today's video, I'm going to show you 6 powerful morning teas that may help your kidneys flush toxins more effectively, reduce hidden inflammation, improve circulation, and support your body's natural repair process in a gentle, consistent way. Some of these teas have been used for generations in natural medicine, while one of them is so overlooked that most people have no idea how beneficial it can be for kidney health. And if you stay until the end, you may discover that one simple change to your morning routine could help your body feel lighter, more energized, and far more supported than it has in years. Because sometimes, protecting your kidneys does not begin with a complicated treatment. It begins with what you choose to pour into your cup first thing in the morning. Let's start with one of the most powerful and most underestimated morning drinks for kidney health: green tea. Most people think of green tea as something for weight loss or relaxation, but very few realize that your kidneys may quietly benefit from it every single morning. In fact, some researchers believe the antioxidants in green tea can help protect delicate kidney cells from oxidative stress, one of the hidden drivers behind long-term kidney damage in millions of Americans today. And the danger with oxidative stress is that you do not feel it happening. It builds silently over time, especially in people constantly consuming processed foods, sugary drinks, excess sodium, or dehydrating beverages first thing in the morning. I once had a patient in his early 60s who told me he felt tired every single morning, no matter how much sleep he got. His feet were swollen, his energy was crashing by noon, and he assumed it was simply part of getting older. But after making a few small changes, including replacing his morning soda with green tea, he noticed within weeks that his body felt lighter, less inflamed, and more energized throughout the day. Green tea is rich in catechins, natural compounds shown to help reduce inflammation and support healthier blood flow, both of which are critical for proper kidney filtration. And unlike heavy coffee drinks loaded with sugar and cream, green tea provides a gentler source of energy without putting the same stress on hydration levels. But protecting the kidneys is not only about reducing damage. Sometimes the body also needs help flushing out what it has already been holding on to for far too long. And that is where the next tea becomes truly surprising. But reducing inflammation is only part of the story. Many people struggling with tired, overworked kidneys are also dealing with something far more visible every morning: swelling, puffiness, water retention, and that heavy feeling in the body that never completely goes away. And surprisingly, one of the simplest herbs sitting quietly in kitchens around the world may help the kidneys release some of that hidden burden naturally: parsley tea. Now, most people see parsley as nothing more than a garnish on a dinner plate. But in natural medicine, parsley has been used for generations because of its gentle diuretic effect, helping the body increase urine flow without the harsh impact of many synthetic products. And that matters more than most people realize, because when the kidneys cannot remove excess fluid efficiently, the body starts holding on to what it should be flushing out. I remember speaking with a woman in her late 50s who constantly woke up with swollen fingers and tightness in her legs. She told me she felt inflamed all the time, especially in the mornings. After slowly improving her hydration and adding parsley tea a few times a week, she noticed something unexpected. Not only did the bloating begin to ease, but she also felt lighter and more comfortable throughout the day. Parsley contains antioxidants and plant compounds that may help support urinary tract health while encouraging the kidneys to eliminate excess sodium and retain fluid more effectively. Some studies even suggest that natural diuretic herbs may support healthier fluid balance when combined with proper hydration and reduced processed food intake. But here is what most people never stop to think about. Sometimes the kidneys are not just overwhelmed by fluid retention. Sometimes they are quietly fighting inflammation every single day without you even knowing it. And the next tea may be one of the most underrated herbal protectors of all. And this is where the conversation becomes even more important, because many people assume kidney problems only begin when pain appears. But in reality, chronic inflammation can silently damage kidney tissue for years before the body finally starts showing obvious warning signs. That is exactly why one of the most overlooked teas on this list deserves far more attention than it gets: nettle leaf tea. At first glance, nettle does not sound appealing. Most people know it as the wild plant that stings your skin if you touch it. But once brewed into tea, it becomes something completely different. A mineral-rich herbal drink that has been used for centuries to support inflammation control, urinary tract health, and natural detoxification. And for kidneys constantly exposed to processed foods, excess sodium, chronic dehydration, and high blood pressure, that support may matter more than ever. I once spoke with a retired truck driver who said he ignored his fatigue for years because he thought it was just part of working long hours. But eventually he began waking up several times a night to urinate, his ankles started swelling, and his energy crashed almost every afternoon. One of the first small habits he introduced was replacing sugary afternoon drinks with herbal teas like nettle leaf. A few weeks later, he told me he felt less bloated, more hydrated, and surprisingly more energized during the day. Nettle leaf contains compounds rich in magnesium, iron, vitamin C, and anti-inflammatory antioxidants that may help protect delicate kidney cells from ongoing stress. Some herbal researchers also believe it may help support healthier urinary flow and reduce irritation inside the urinary tract, especially when combined with better hydration habits. But reducing inflammation and supporting detox is still only one side of the equation, because sometimes the real problem is what the body continues holding on to night after night. And the next tea may help the kidneys release that hidden pressure in a completely different way. But wait, the next two teas are the ones most people completely overlook, even though they may have some of the strongest effects on tired, overworked kidneys. And if you've ever struggled with swelling, waking up tired, or needing to use the bathroom multiple times during the night, I want you to leave a comment below, because I read every single one, and I know many people watching this are going through the same thing silently. And this is the part many people never connect to kidney health. The constant puffiness in the face, swollen feet at the end of the day, or the heavy feeling in the body every morning may not just be getting older. In many cases, it is the body quietly struggling to release excess fluid and waste efficiently. And one of the oldest natural remedies used to support that process is dandelion root tea. Now, most people walk past dandelions every day without realizing that the root of this simple plant has been used in traditional wellness practices for generations to support both kidney and liver function. What makes dandelion root especially interesting is its gentle ability to encourage urine flow naturally, helping the body release excess sodium, retained water, and metabolic waste without the harsh crash of chemical diuretics. I remember a man in his mid-60s telling me he woke up every morning with swollen eyes and stiffness in his hands. He assumed it was just poor sleep or stress, but after reducing processed foods and adding dandelion root tea to his morning routine, he noticed something subtle but powerful. His body no longer felt as heavy when he got out of bed. The puffiness slowly decreased, and his energy became more stable throughout the day. Dandelion root is also packed with antioxidants that may help protect kidney cells from oxidative stress, one of the major hidden contributors to long-term kidney decline. Some studies suggest that supporting healthy urine flow may help reduce unnecessary pressure on the kidneys over time, especially in people consuming high-sodium diets or struggling with chronic fluid retention. But here is something even more surprising. Helping the kidneys release fluid is not enough if circulation itself is weak. Because when blood flow slows down, the kidneys may struggle to filter waste efficiently, no matter how many healthy habits a person tries. And the next tea may support the body in a way most people completely overlook. And this is where many people miss one of the biggest hidden pieces of the puzzle. Because the kidneys do not work alone. Every single minute of the day, they rely on healthy blood circulation to filter waste, balance fluids, and deliver oxygen to delicate kidney tissue. And when circulation begins to slow down, something incredibly common after years of stress, inflammation, poor diet, and aging, the kidneys are often forced to work even harder just to keep up. That is why ginger tea may be far more powerful than most people realize. Most Americans already know ginger as a remedy for nausea or colds, but very few understand how strongly it may support the body's inflammatory response and blood flow. And for kidneys under constant strain, that combination matters. Chronic inflammation and poor circulation are two silent problems that often appear long before serious kidney symptoms ever show up. I once spoke with a woman in her early 70s who said her mornings always started the same way. Fatigue, cold hands, brain fog, and a body that felt slow to wake up. She eventually replaced her sugary breakfast drink with warm ginger tea and began noticing gradual changes within a few weeks. Her energy became steadier, her digestion improved, and she told me she no longer felt as sluggish during the first half of the day. Ginger contains natural compounds like gingerol, which researchers believe may help reduce inflammation while supporting healthier circulation throughout the body. Better blood flow may help the kidneys filter waste more efficiently, especially when paired with proper hydration and lower sodium intake. But even inflammation and circulation are not the full story, because one silent factor damages the kidneys more aggressively than most people ever suspect. And the final tea on this list may help support the body against that hidden threat in a surprisingly powerful way. And now we come to the final tea, the one that surprises people the most. Because when most Americans think about kidney damage, they usually focus on sugar, dehydration, or aging. But one of the most dangerous hidden threats to kidney health is something millions of people struggle with every single day without fully realizing the damage it may be causing: high blood pressure. And this is where hibiscus tea becomes incredibly important. At first, hibiscus tea simply looks like a bright red herbal drink. But behind that deep color are powerful plant compounds and antioxidants that researchers have studied for their potential effects on circulation, inflammation, and blood pressure support. And considering that high blood pressure is one of the leading contributors to kidney decline in the United States, supporting healthier blood flow may be one of the smartest long-term habits a person can build. I remember talking to a retired teacher who told me she felt perfectly fine for years, until a routine checkup revealed her blood pressure had been dangerously elevated for far longer than she realized. What frightened her most was learning how silently high blood pressure can damage the kidneys over time without obvious warning signs. Alongside improving her diet and hydration, she began drinking hibiscus tea several mornings each week. A few months later, she said she felt calmer, lighter, and more in control of her health than she had in years. Some studies suggest hibiscus tea may help support healthier blood pressure levels and reduce oxidative stress, both of which play major roles in protecting delicate kidney filtration systems. And when combined with better sleep, hydration, and reduced processed food intake, these small daily habits can quietly create powerful, long-term changes inside the body. But here is the truth most people need to hear. Your kidneys do not suddenly fail overnight. In many cases, they spend years trying to protect you quietly before the body finally forces you to pay attention. And that is why the choices you make each morning matter far more than most people think. So before you leave today, I want you to remember something very important. Your kidneys are incredibly resilient organs. Even after years of stress, dehydration, poor eating habits, or silent inflammation, the body still has an amazing ability to respond when you begin supporting it consistently and gently. And sometimes the smallest daily habits, like what you choose to drink first thing in the morning, can slowly create some of the biggest long-term changes in how you feel. You do not need to change everything overnight. Start simple. Choose one tea that feels right for you. Drink more water. Reduce heavily processed foods when you can. Pay attention to the signals your body has been quietly sending you for years. Because protecting your kidneys is not just about avoiding disease. It is about protecting your energy, your independence, your sleep, and your quality of life for the future. And if this video helped you in any way, make sure to save it so you can come back to these teas whenever you need a reminder. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here on this channel, we regularly share simple, science-backed health information designed to help you protect your kidneys, improve your circulation, reduce inflammation, and take better care of your body naturally as you age. And before we finish, I would genuinely love to hear from you. Have you ever tried any of these teas before? Or have you noticed warning signs like fatigue, swelling, or waking up multiple times during the night? Leave a comment below because I read every single one, and your story may help someone else feel less alone. This is Dr. Ethan Caldwell, reminding you that your kidneys have been working quietly for you every second of your life. Maybe now, it is finally time to start working for them, too.